Andre Cullen pulled his 2021 Ford Explorer into the driveway of his modest home in Plano, Texas, as the sun dipped low, casting a golden hue over the cul-de-sac. The vehicle gleamed under the fading light, its sleek black exterior a testament to years of hard work. Extra shifts at the logistics center, skipped family vacations, and countless small sacrifices. To Andre, this SUV wasn't just a means of transportation. It was a symbol of perseverance, a tangible reward for his relentless efforts to provide stability for his family. He eased the car into the garage, the door rumbling open with a familiar groan, and killed the engine. For a brief moment, he sat there, hands resting on the steering wheel, savoring the quiet satisfaction that came with ownership. Stepping out, Andre stretched his legs, feeling the faint ache from a long day on his feet. He wiped his hands on his jeans, glancing at the reflective strips and magnetic decals stacked neatly against the garage wall. They were tools for his volunteer work with the neighborhood watch, simple additions to make his patrols more visible and effective. Nothing illegal, nothing flashy, just practical. He planned to grill some burgers for his kids, Meyer and Jordan, and unwind with a cold drink. It was supposed to be an ordinary Saturday evening, but ordinary shattered with a sharp, accusatory voice slicing through the air. Excuse me, what do you think you're doing with that car?" Andre turned to see Cheryl Danvers storming across the street, her floral blouse fluttering like a flag of indignation, her phone clutched tightly in one hand as if it were a lifeline. Cheryl wasn't just any neighbor. She was the self-appointed guardian of the Homeowners Association, the kind of person who quoted the HOA rulebook like Holy Writ. Neighbors often joked about her overzealousness, but there was no humor in her approach now. Her eyes narrowed, locked on the SUV as if it were a stolen artifact. Andre forced a polite smile, though confusion knotted his brow. "Evening, Cheryl, just pulling in like everyone else." He kept his tone even, hoping to diffuse whatever misunderstanding was brewing. But Cheryl's face twisted with suspicion, her finger jabbing toward the vehicle. "That's not your vehicle. I know for a fact it was listed in last month's auction. I placed a bid myself. Don't think you can just steal something and slap on some fake police stickers to cover your tracks." The words hit Andre like a slap. Steal his own car. He blinked, trying to process the absurdity. "This car is mine. I've got the paperwork right inside the house." But Cheryl wasn't listening. Her gaze flicked to the decals, her voice rising. "You even tried to make it look like a police car. You're impersonating law enforcement, and you're driving a car that belongs to me." Andre's stomach sank, not from guilt, but from the dawning realization of how this could spiral. His kids appeared in the doorway, Maya clutching Jordan's hand, their wide eyes reflecting the growing tension. "Dad, what's happening?" Jordan whispered, his small voice trembling. Andre raised a calming hand. "Go inside, kids. Everything's fine." But his heart raced. He could see the scene through an outsider's eyes. A woman shouting about theft, decals near, by suggesting impersonation, and him standing there, bewildered. Before he could explain further, Cheryl did the unthinkable. She dialed 911. "Hello? Yes, I need police here right now. A man has stolen my vehicle. He's pretending to be an officer and refuses to give me back what's mine." Her voice echoed down the street, drawing curtains aside and neighbors to their porches. The private moment had become a public spectacle. Andre stepped forward, keeping his distance. "Cheryl, you need to stop. You're making a mistake." But she held up her hand like a stop sign. "Stay where you are. The police will sort this out. I knew something was off about you the day you moved in. The jab cut deep. Andre had lived here for 5 years, coaching youth soccer, shoveling snow for elderly neighbors, organizing block barbecues. He'd built a life here, earned respect, but in Cheryl's eyes none of that mattered. Sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder, and Andre's chest tightened. Flashing red and blue lights flooded the cul-de-sac as 3 patrol cars arrived. Officers emerged, hands hovering near holsters, assessing the scene with trained caution. "Sir, step away from the vehicle," one commanded, his voice firm. Andre glanced back at his crying kids, then complied, raising his hands slightly. "This is my car. I can prove it. Please, just let me show you the papers." Cheryl darted forward, pointing wildly. "There, that's him. He stole my car and turned it into a fake police SUV. Arrest him before he runs." Confusion rippled through the gathering crowd. Neighbors whispered, some filming on phones. Victor Ramirez, the mechanic from across the street, stepped closer. "I helped him put those decals on. That's his car, and I've worked under the hood myself. You've got the wrong story." The officers exchanged glances, hands on belts. Andre swallowed hard, his pulse thundering. This wasn't just ridiculous. It could turn dangerous. Everything you need is inside. Title, insurance, bill of sale. Let me show you. The air hung heavy, neighbors waiting, kids crying, lights flashing. Andre stood in the center, truth clashing against a lie shouted with conviction. As the officers fanned out, flashlights sweeping the SUV, Andre's mind raced. He replayed the purchase, the dealership visit, signing papers, driving it home. How could Cheryl mistake it for an auction vehicle? Was it malice or delusion? The tall officer approached. "Sir, state your name." "Andre Cullen. I live here. That's my car in my garage." Cheryl interrupted. "Don't listen. He's lying. That's my vehicle from the auction. Look at those fake decals. Who does that unless they're impersonating?" Andre clenched his jaw. "They're not fake. I volunteer for Neighborhood Watch. Ask anyone." Victor chimed in. "It's true. Magnets, not permanent." The officer silenced them. "Do you have proof of ownership?" Andre nodded. "Yes, inside." Cheryl snarled. "Don't let him in. He'll hide evidence." Her contempt dripped, implying more than the car. Something about people like him. Maya whimpered. "Daddy, they think you're bad." Andre softened. "No, sweetheart, I'm not in trouble." The officer's posture eased. "We'll verify. Walk with me." Cheryl exploded. "Don't fall for it. He's smooth, talking you." Another officer intervened. "Ma'am, enough." Andre led the way, whispering reassurance to Jordan, then retrieved the papers, bill of sale, registration, title, all in his name. The officer reviewed them under flashlight. "These look legitimate." Relief flickered, but Cheryl raged. "Forged. He's clever." Victor groaned. "Cheryl, enough. You've been writing people for years." She doubled down. "You're all blind. He's tricking the neighborhood." Andre met her gaze. "You've gone too far. You scared my kids, dragged my name through the mud for a made-up story." The officer intervened. "For now, paperwork checks out. We'll run the VIN." Cheryl muttered, "You'll regret ignoring me." As officers lingered, Andre felt the noose of procedure. Neighbors clustered, whispers like judgments. The VIN cleared him, but Cheryl erupted again. "You can't take his word. He's lying. I saw him sneaking." Victor countered, fixing his car. "You've seen me help." Cheryl spun. "You're part of this. Covering for him." Andre sighed. "You're embarrassing yourself. Everyone knows the truth." She pointed. "You don't deserve to be here, threatening with lies and fake police act." Andre steadied himself for the kids. The officer snapped, "Ma'am, if you continue, citation for false report." She seethed, muttering conspiracies. Officers pulled Andre aside. "We see disputes like this. She's abusing the system. You handled calmly, that's why it didn't escalate. Document if she harasses." Andre nodded, throat tight. "I've got kids. Can't have police every time she lies." They shook hands, departed. Victor clapped his shoulder. "She's lost it. You don't deserve this." Andre exhaled. "Just wanted to park my car." From across the street, Cheryl shouted, "This isn't over. I'll get the truth." Andre locked eyes, wondering if she believed her lies or if something bigger lurked. Inside, kids clung. "Is she taking your car?" Jordan asked. "No, truth doesn't change." But doubt gnawed. He dialed his sister Monique. "Need help." Cheryl called cops, said I stole my car. Monique sharpened, "Tell everything." He recounted, shouting, "Call, lights, neighbors." Monique grew quiet, not just dramatic. "She's playing bigger game. Let me dig." Andre stared at Cheryl's dark house. Gut said Monique was right, but depth unknown. As evening deepened, Andre sat with water, staring at documents, proof of everything. Proof didn't matter to chaos. Thrivers like Cheryl. Monique called back, her voice urgent despite the short time. She'd pulled quick records. Cheryl's filed 3 complaints against neighbors in 2 years. 2 black men who moved out soon after. Andre stiffened. What happened? One left 6 months later, other sold within year. Patterns don't happen by chance. She's driving people out. Andre absorbed, and Douglas Keaton, HOA president. Monique connected, emails about untrustworthy residents. He issues fines for ridiculous things. In-game, money. Turnover means profit through tied real estate. Andre sat stunned, not just about my car. She wanted snowball, knock, Victor with coffee. "Thought you needed this." Andre invited in, folks talking. Some think Cheryl lost it, others rumors you did shady. Monique on speaker, fight with facts, paperwork, witness, VIN clear. Victor, show neighborhood what's going on. Andre hesitated. Will they listen? They're paying attention, set record straight. Plan flickered hope. Cheryl watched from yard, silent but clear. Not over. Andre hardened. If fight, truth on side. Monique uncovered more. Douglas diverting funds, small transfers to shells. Laundering, 500,000 over years. Andre paced. Go public. Doorbell Victor tense. Saw Douglas at Cheryl's arguing. Heard my name. Next on list. Monique, same playbook. Accuse, harass. Room heavy. Expose at town council. Public record. Victor widened eyes. Serious. Have emails, records. Headlights swept. Douglas's Lexus idling, pulling away, watching. Hands trembled, but resolve grew. Andre spread documents, checks, emails, spreadsheets. They wanted distraction, now exposed. Neighborhood buzzed. Video of incident spread. News segment aired. Andre's face on TV. Local father accused. Heart dropped. Monique showed HOA statement. Internal review. Retaliatory, control narrative, tell your side. Andre hesitant, not speaker. Kids, bigger picture, corruption. Interview on porch with reporter Kimberly. What happened? Andre steady. Parked, accused, 911. Kids terrified. Pattern, false complaints, enabled by Keaton. Proof of misused funds, pressured sales. Words hung, segment aired, neighbors shared. Tran, good man. Victor defended. Cheryl ranted, fooled everyone. Messages poured, support, threats. Leave or something happens. Andre hollow, home battleground, but spotlight cracked Douglas. Tension built, fewer stairs, but some avoided. Victor showed letter, modifications prohibited, because of you, Monique, escalate. File complaint state AG, phone buzzed, unknown, drop it, sell, leave, warning, stomach knotted, scare, hardened, file it, forms up. Douglas scheduled emergency meeting, center packed, Douglas, trust, safety, false narratives. Andre stood, enough, targeting families, driving out, profiting, documents prove, gasps, Cheryl, lies, Monique, copied to ag press, room erupted. Douglas' mask slipped, tide shifted, neighbors shouted explanations. Andre saw curiosity, belief. Meeting shook Douglas. Next, fewer cold stares. Tran brought rolls, right thing. Millers apologized. Petition by Cheryl, remove decals, desperate. Monique, files ready, sending to AG. Hesitated, ready. Stops tonight. Sent, fallout. Reporters hounded Douglas. Misuse funds. Clipped answers. Cheryl ranted. Viral. AG confirmed investigation. Neighbors lined with stories. Fines, harassment. Victor, seeing it. Board turned, demanded resignation. Refused, voted out overwhelmingly. Cheryl stormed, regret. Andre exhaled, weight lifting. Home safe, family safe. With the police lights fading into the night, Andre Cullen ushered his children inside, their small bodies still trembling from the chaos in the driveway. The house felt like a sanctuary now, but the echoes of Cheryl's accusations lingered in the air like smoke. Meyer and Jordan clung to him, their questions tumbling out in whispers. "Why did she say you stole the car, Daddy?" Meyer asked, her eyes wide with confusion. Andre knelt down, pulling them close. "Sometimes people make mistakes, sweetheart, but we've got the truth on our side, and that's what matters." He kissed their foreheads, forcing a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. Inside, his mind whirled. How had a simple parking turned into this nightmare? He settled them in the living room with cartoons, though their attention wandered back to the window, where neighbors still milled about, casting glances toward the house. Andre poured himself a glass of water, his hands shaking slightly as he gripped the counter. The stack of documents on the kitchen table, title, registration, bill of sale, stared back at him, irrefutable proof. Yet Cheryl's words had planted seeds of doubt in the crowd, and he knew rumors would spread like wildfire. Victor Ramirez lingered outside, waving off curious onlookers before knocking softly. "Hey, man, you okay in there?" Andre opened the door, grateful for the familiar face. "Come in. I could use a friend right now." Victor stepped inside, his grease-stained hands a reminder of the countless times he'd helped tune the SUV. That was insane. Cheryl's always been a pain, but this, calling the cops over nothing. Andre nodded, rubbing his temples. "It's not nothing to her, she believes it, or wants to, but why me, why now?" Victor shrugged. "She's the HOA watchdog. Maybe she saw the decals and flipped, but I've got your back. I told the officers the truth." Andre clapped his shoulder. "Thanks, means a lot." As they talked, Andre's phone buzzed. His sister Monique. He'd called her earlier, spilling the details in a rush. Now her voice was sharp with determination. "Andre, I've been digging. This isn't random. Cheryl's got a history." Andre put her on speaker, Victor leaning in. "What do you mean?" Monique explained, her words rapid. "Public records show she's filed multiple complaints against neighbors who don't fit, especially minorities. 2 black families left after her harassment, and Douglas Keaton, he's in on it. Emails I pulled from old HOA leaks show her reporting to him issuing fines to pressure sales." Andre's blood ran cold. For what? Profit? Exactly. Monique said, Douglas has ties to real estate. His brother, in law's firm. Turnover means commissions. They stir drama, people leave, they cash in. Victor whistled. That's dirty. Explains why my wife's been getting weird violation notices for our garden. Andre paced, so my car was just an excuse. To start the ball rolling, Monique confirmed, but we've got leverage. Your docs, Victor's witness, police clearance. We can expose this. The conversation ignited a spark in Andre. No longer just defending, he was uncovering. Victor suggested, talk to neighbors. Mrs. Tran, she's been here forever. Bet she's seen things. Andre agreed. As night deepened, he stepped out the cul-de-sac. Quiet now. Mrs. Tran's porch light flickered on as he approached. Andre, everything all right? She invited him in, her home warm with the scent of herbs. I saw the commotion. Cheryl's at it again. Andre shared the basics. Mrs. Tran nodded sadly. She's driven good people away, the Johnsons. Accused of unlicensed daycare because grandkids visited, they sold quick. Douglas backed her every time. Back home, Andre relayed to Monique. Patterns everywhere. She dove deeper, pulling financials. Douglas is diverting funds. Small amounts to fake companies, laundering. Andre's jaw dropped. How much? Hundreds of thousands over years. Victor, still there, added, saw him at Cheryl's earlier, arguing, mentioned my name, probably planning to target me next for illegal repairs. Monique, classic, intimidate, but we fight back. Public exposure. Headlights swept. Douglas's car idling. Watching us, Andre whispered. Resolve hardened. Documents spread. Emails transfers. They're exposed. Buzz grew. Video spread. News aired. Andre's interview. Corruption blunt. Cheryl ranted on camera. Messages. Support. Threats. HOA letter. Prohibitions targeted. Retaliatory. File to AG. Emergency meeting. Douglas spins. Andre confronts with folder. Room erupts. Investigation confirmed. Board ousts Douglas. Cheryl storms. The community center buzzed with the aftermath of the confrontation, chairs scraping as residents filed out, their voices a mix of shock and anger. Andre Cullen lingered in the back, his heart pounding from the stand he'd taken. Douglas Keaton's polished facade had cracked, his resignation forced by the overwhelming vote. Cheryl Danvers had fled in tears, her shouts echoing down the hall. For Andre, the victory felt surreal. Hours ago, he'd been defending his driveway. Now, the neighborhood's rot was laid bare. But healing began immediately, in hushed conversations and shared nods. Outside, under the streetlights, neighbors approached Andre. Mrs. Tran gripped his arm. You spoke for all of us. The Millers apologized for doubting. Victor grinned. We did it. Monique, laptop in hand, confirmed. AG on it. No turning back. Relief washed over Andre as he drove home. The SUV no longer a symbol of suspicion, but of triumph. At home, kids asleep. Andre sat on the porch with Monique. Most would have folded. You didn't. He sipped tea for them, for everyone. Fireflies danced, peace settled, truth endured.
If you liked this story, please like, subscribe, and share it with others so they can learn something from it too.